KNX News talked to immigration attorney Lincoln-Goldfinch about how being a sanctuary city can help immigrants here, both documented and undocumented.
I think it is protecting to immigrants in the city who know that they can report crime if they are a victim to crime, if they are witnesses to a crime, they can cooperate with law enforcement, they can access shelters and rape crisis centers, and they're safe in the schools. I think it's very important for immigrants to know that they are safe essentially within the city limits. And I know from working with a lot of immigrants that these ordinances go a very long way for people. It attracts immigrants, which, can be good for the workforce, good for the economy. Ultimately, I think it's a good move by the city, but it is going to draw the ire and the attention of the Trump administration.
So what might the Trump administration do?
Legally, generally, the federal government cannot force local authorities to enforce immigration. But what they can and will do and have done in the past is they can implement other types of consequences and revoke federal support and funding in other areas to sort of put the squeeze on the city.
So what are those other areas?
More than 90% of the immigrants who are apprehended within the interior of the United States get caught after being arrested for some reason. So if they're pulled over for driving without a license or something like that, and they're booked and they're fingerprinted, then immigration gets that data and has access to them. That's the way that they go about apprehending people in the interior. I think we can and should expect the Trump administration to expand that really quickly within, the end of January. And so they're probably going to do things like starting to conduct work site raids and go through, FBI databases, get people who have outstanding removal orders. And so who knows, they may focus on areas within Los Angeles for conducting raids. They may target the areas that have declared themselves sanctuary for apprehending immigrants, not through the traditional means of going through, the local law enforcement database.
So again, Kate Lincoln-Goldfinch is an immigration lawyer, and she has a prediction for what might happen if the Trump administration moves ahead with the threats for mass deportation.
There are going to need to be cities where immigrants feel safe. And I think ultimately we're going to see nationwide a real disparity in localities, where some localities are enforcers of immigration and others are sanctuary cities. And I think that we're going to see that the economies of the areas that are supportive of immigrants are going to thrive because they're going to have access to labor and a boost in the economy. And then the places where the immigrants are afraid to live and where they leave are going to struggle, and they're going to have difficulty finding people to do construction and a lot of the other jobs that immigrants typically fulfill.
Again, immigration lawyer Kate Lincoln